At least we've got a lead. We're looking for the method that they use to move through the dark. Okay, let's see.
The hallway was really dark during the blackout. Moving to the storage room like that.
The kitchen equipment list. All the dangerous equipment. There's a portable stove for cooking hot pots. If you could turn on the portable gas stove, maybe they could have seen that way. Huh. I'm thinking it might be this. I think it might be the equipment list. I'm gonna go for the equipment list.
It's like making a seafood bowl without fish.
Is it really not possible?
What if they used a string like the cord?
Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles? What a pain, I'm gonna go with...
What if they used a light? I agree
No.
with that.
Oh, yes, I got it. I think I got it.
You know, the
Yes.
killer had a light with him.
Nice, I guessed right.
Oh, I was right? But where could they have found a light?
There was one nearby for sure. See? It's written on the kitchen's equipment list.
20 forks, 20 knives, 20 spoons, 5 iron skewers, 3 frying pans, 20 wine glasses. Also, iron plates for barbecue and a portable stove for cooking hot pots. Yep. So there we go.
It's the portable stove.
Portable stove?
The portable stove isn't powered by electricity, and it's also small enough to carry around. So, the killer used the portable stove to move from the hallway to the storage room during the blackout. I see. I never considered the portable stove. But there's a hole in your argument.
What, there's no electricity so they couldn't plug it in? Well, maybe the stove runs on a battery or something.
A hole? What kind of hole? It would be great if you could explain it to me in much more detail.
Yeah, because he's the killer, and he wants to know what the hole is, because he wants to save his own ass.
Oh, I wasn't making a perverted joke or anything. It's really not a perverted joke. I'm serious.
No, I actually don't think he was making a perverted joke here. He's trying to protect himself.
Repeating yourself just makes it even more suspicious.
Now then, Hajime, will you battle against me? No, that's wrong.
Whoa. Uh-oh. What now?
Will you be able to break through my argument?
What does he mean battle? It sounds like he's enjoying a game or something. There's no way I'm gonna lose against someone like him. Alright. The fuck?
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
Assuming the portable stove was used as a light source contradicts Kazuichi's testimony. I don't think what Kazuichi said is wrong. I guess now I should offer a rebuttal.
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light
I have
from
no
the
idea.
stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
I have no idea what to do.
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
Dude, I can't get it to break. Oh, there we go,
Don't
finally.
doubt what Kazuichi said. What are you trying to say? The reason Kazuichi couldn't see the up was because the hallway was dark, right? So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it? After all, he was walking near the hallway, right?
Fire door? It's true that any light source in the dark hallway would have stood out. The killer did have a light. The reason Kazuichi wasn't able to see
The
it
reason
was...
Kazuichi couldn't see the office was
the
because
fire
the hallway
door.
was dark. So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it?
Allow me to cut through those words.
I think that's it. The fire door blocked it.
Nagito, did you forget? Or are you just pretending you forgot?
Huh? What are you talking about?
There should have been a wall that blocked light. I'm talking about the fire door in the hallway. If you close it, it would form a perfect wall in the hallway.
Right.
Plus, the hallway rounds a corner just beyond the fire door. So even if there was a small gap in the door, as long as they passed the corner, the light still wouldn't peek out.
I see. To actually notice the fire door. Just as expected of the ultimate... Oh. You still don't remember your talent, do
What?
you?
Is he the ultimate sleuth? So maybe he plays the role of what's her name from the last game, the pale hair chick? Maybe.
Who cares about that right now?
Nagito, what are you plotting? For someone who insists he's not the killer, you are quite nosy.
You sound so scary. If you're that angry, why don't you take a deep breath?
You sure like to piss us off. How about I shut your fucking mouth for you?
Hey, it's okay if you guys fight, but I won't allow a burly brawl that might offend people. More importantly, can you hurry up and decide who's the blackened already? Time runs out when I get bored.
I can't believe he didn't interrupt already because he's been a long-ass fucking trial. It's only the first one.
Fine, I get it. You're telling me to pass the torch, right?
Pass the torch?
We're going to ask the real killer, not an imposter like me, to show themselves.
You're obviously the killer, right?
If you think I am, I really don't mind. Whatever conclusion you ultimates arrive at, I will accept it, no matter what it is.
So you're telling me to call out the real killer, even though I really don't want to condemn that person, but there's no other way, right? The person who used the hallway's fire door as cover and used the portable stove to move in the dark, and stuck under the floorboards to stab Yakuya to death using the glowing paint as a mark. The only killer I can think of is... you and only you! It's gotta be Teru.
You're the only one! Teru. Could it be you?
I was right.
What? What are you talking about?
Duh.
Teru's the killer? Is that true?
What are you talking about? There's no way!
Of course, that's simply my assumption. So if you have an objection, please speak freely.
Objection or not, why am I being treated like the killer?
Because the portable stove used in the murder came from the kitchen.
That's it? That's the only reason you're treating me like a killer? Isn't that a little drastic? You're cruel. Cruel. Too cruel.
Teru. That attitude is so not like you. For the ultimate cook to get so upset.
Call me chef.
If you fall to aspersions like this, who will be there to support the future of the culinary arts?
The future of the culinary arts?
That's right. For the future of the culinary arts, you must face this and fight it fair and square.
You're right. Yeah, that's totally right.
So, what's an aspersion anyway? Is it yummy?
Oh my god, she's so dumb.
Did you know asbestos is yummy too? You should
Oh!
try some later.
Nagito, why are you interfering?
Let's assume that the killer used a light, and that they used the fire door to mask that light. And that they moved to the storage room and snuck under the floorboards. Then what? It's dark under the floorboards too. So how would they be able to stab Byakuya? You're not gonna say they shined the light on Byakuya, right? The plan would have been ruined if he noticed.
That's right.
What do you think about that?
There's no way you can answer, right? You personally haven't investigated what's beneath the floorboards.
If that's the case, then Gundam should know. He actually went under the floorboards.
No. Unfortunately, there was nothing related to the incident under the floorboards.
Huh, so all he found was the earring.
The only thing I found was a strange liquid shining in the darkness, near where Byakuya's blood was dripping.
A strange liquid?
What? A shining liquid in the dark?
Could it be that luminescent paint that was on the knife?
That sounds super important!
If there was a shining mark like that, they would have been able to move to it in the dark, right?
And in doing so, it might have been possible for them to use that mark to target the victim.
The victim was targeted by a mark. What was the mark? It was the embarrassing pose! Wasn't that? It could be one of two things. It could either be the knife, that the knife had that paint on it, and somehow the paint came off the knife. I don't know. It doesn't sound right. It could be the embarrassing pose, like food or something spilled, but it doesn't make sense because she didn't fall where Byakuya was. So I don't think it's the embarrassing pose. I guess that's the knife. I'm gonna try the knife.
I can prove it with this. The mark you're talking about is the glowing paint that was applied to the knife, right?
I was correct. It wasn't the embarrassing pose. She didn't like fart out some shining liquid when she fell to the floor.